everyone, this is Savvy Songbird and I'm coming to you today to give you a really quick update on the closure that I am wearing. If you've seen my initial review on this hair and the closure, as well as my 2-week update, you will know that I'm wearing Queen Wee Beauty LTD Brazilian Straight, and I've had a couple of issues or questions about the closure. And in my 2-week update, I was still experiencing some of the issues that I noted, but I just kind of, said it's not really a big deal. And it wasn't a big deal, but it wasn't perfect yet. So one of the issues that I was having was the free parting issue. I didn't feel like I could really part it freely because I had lumps in the scalp. And then I had an issue with where the line was that shows the closure. And that was kind of based on where I positioned the unit. So I started moving the unit closer while still leaving out just a little bit of hair right here, and the line became less detectable. So the line became less detectable when I moved it closer. So that was one issue resolved. But I still had lumps and really couldn't part the closure anywhere I wanted to without seeing the lumps. So I'm like, how can I get rid of these lumps? It wasn't very noticeable to other people, but I still saw it there. So I remembered that Ivy used her flat iron before she installed her unit one time in a video I watched to kind of flatten it out. And I had tried that before I created the unit or before I installed this, but it obviously, when I did it, I didn't do something right, and it really didn't make a big difference. So I actually did it again while it was on my head. And this time it really worked to make the closure very flat. So I'm going to move up a little closer so that you can see the end result. And it's still not 100% perfect as far as like the line. And remember, I told you guys I'm going natural, so just disregard all this wavy hair. But it is much better than it was. So I think I can say, as far as what I was looking for in a closure, that my closure is laid. I'm not sure if I can say it or not, but I'm saying it. My closure is laid. Okay, anyway. So I'm finally really happy and pleased with how flat it is, how flat the unit is, as well as how the part looks. Now, what I haven't done, I have not gone back and tried parting it in various places yet. So between now and my final review, I will do that. And then I'll give you an update on whether the free parting piece came back. As far as just where the part is right now, much flatter and much more realistic now that I've done that. I do have a hint of eyeshadow on it this time. Because earlier I put too much of the other eyeshadow and it was getting a little more orangey than I wanted. So I just went back over it with a lighter eyeshadow just to tone it down, just to tone down the color I had put on it previously. So I'm really satisfied with the way it looks. And even though this little line is here, just a smidgen, not really that noticeable to me. Especially from a distance. A little closer, you can see it, but still not bad. So I'm really liking this now. I am going to insert some footage just to show you kind of how I lifted and used the flat iron to flatten out the closure in case you want to try it at home. Remember, I'm not a stylist and I'm not an expert, so be extremely careful and do it at your own risk. But I'll just show you what I did and what worked for me. The flat iron that I used, and please don't judge it because it gets its share of use, and it is too pricey to just replace just because it starts looking a little rough. But I used the Titanium Baby Bliss Pro, and because it's so flat, it was just easy to get in here to flatten out the closure. So I'll insert a little bit of footage just to show you what I did. Okay, gonna really quickly show you what I did. I just basically lifted this up, and remember it was on. It's not on now, and I just did this. And I slid it over, and I did this. And while it was on, and I did it, you know, I took it down, and then I did that a couple more times until I felt like it was flat. And just that little bit of heat, guys, is all it took. Now this little line is still there because I couldn't quite flatten it. It's like it has to be flat when you're actually putting the flat iron there, or it will put that crease there. Had it been flatter when I was doing it, it would have turned out flatter. But nonetheless, that works. Putting a little bit of heat on it, but not to the point where I guess you can melt it. I don't know if it melts, but I didn't want to take that risk, but I was willing to just kind of touch to see if that would flatten it, and it did. So that's what I did, guys. And if you have questions or comments, make sure that you leave them for me. So I'll come back and in another couple of weeks or a few weeks and give you a final review on this hair. And but I did want to come back and kind of correct myself, especially since I'm still representing this company, even though they haven't asked me to do these reviews. I purchased this hair myself, but I want to give them a fair review and put correct information out there. So other people who wear closures on a regular basis may already know to do this, and I'm just maybe late to the party. I don't know, but now I do know what to do, and so I'm really pleased with the way the closure looks. So that's all I have for you. Just wanted to give you that quick update on this closure. And if you have questions or comments, please make sure that you leave them for me, and I will be in touch with you guys and give you a final review in a couple of weeks. So until the next time I see you again, this is Savvy signing out.